Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at my PS2 collection, and this is one of my smaller collections because I recently started picking this up, so probably a lot of these games I have not played too much or just kind of tinkered with like the first 5 minutes or so I won't really have too much to say about them. Most of these are recommendations I've heard from some fans, some friends, and some people that I follow on YouTube. So let's jump right in and see what I have for this collection so far. Dot Hack Infection Part 1. And I'm not quite sure about the Dot Hack series, but I know there's like a couple of different lines of it or something. There's like 2 different sets. Someone that knows this better than me will probably know that, but I've noticed that there's 2 different sets of it, because I've noticed there's like 2 part 1s for something or something to that effect, and I think one set is more expensive than the other. Not quite sure how that works. Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits. Atari Anthology. I will probably never get an Atari system, so this would be the way for me to play it. Just have a nice little compilation that I can just play a bunch of the Atari games. Bully. It sounded like an odd type game, and plus Rockstar made it too, so I just decided to grab it. Not very expensive either. A lot of these are not very expensive. Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Gotta have your Castlevania games. Dark Cloud. Seemed like an interesting platformer. Had to grab it. And I also have the second one, Dark Cloud 2. Might as well just get both. Haven't played either one. The problem is I had some issues with my PS2, so I kind of have to get those fixed before I can get this going. Final Fantasy XII Collector's Edition. I didn't really care that this came with the steelbook, but it is pretty cool that it did. I am pretty careful about having it on my shelf, though. Normally I don't like to collect these because these get pretty scratched up, so I might have to put this in a protector case because it's sitting on my shelf right now without one. Grand Theft Auto 3. This was probably the first game I ever played on a PS2. My brother actually had one, so I played it a little bit with him, but I mean, I really didn't have one growing up. But I did like the Grand Theft Autos, so I did grab a bunch of them. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Here's another one I played. I do like the GTA games. They are pretty fun to play. Ninja. I'm pretty sure I had this on the GameCube as well, but it was really cheap, so I decided to pick it up on the PS2 also. Kingdom Hearts 2. Gonna grab Kingdom Hearts 1 at some point. Every time I try to look for it, it's in the greatest hits, and I try to have the black label if I can. Makai Kingdom Chronicles of the Sacred Tome. I just know that it's a strategy RPG, and that's about it. I have heard good things though, but when I picked it up at the time, I was not familiar with it, and it was really cheap, so I just grabbed it. La Pucelle Tactics. I think is how you say it. I have no idea. French and I do not go well together. I am not very good at pronouncing French words at all. Odin Sphere. Gotta grab your Atlas titles when you can, and this sounded really interesting, so just, had to grab it. Ratchet Deadlocked. I am looking at the Ratchet and Clank series, or yeah, Ratchet and Clank series on here, and this is part of it, I think. Spin-off, not quite sure, but those games look like a lot of fun, so I am going to be collecting those and grabbing those when I can. Resident Evil Code Veronica X, because it was way cheaper on the PlayStation than on the GameCube, so this was the one I was missing on my GameCube collection, and I picked it up on the PS2, like $10, I think, something like that. Rogue Galaxy. Still have to get the little sticker mess off of it, but another RPG kind of game, so had to grab it. And boys, the PS2 RPG heavy, so if you love RPGs, this is definitely a system to grab some games on. Scalar. Don't quite remember what that game was about. Time Splitters. Another one. I don't even think this was on the GameCube. I think just the second one was. Time Splitters Future Perfect. This, I believe, was on the GameCube, but I picked it up on the PS2, again, because it was cheaper. So, kind of nice having some games that are multi-platform, because then I can choose which platforms have the cheaper ones. Tom and Jerry, War of the Whiskers. I know, but sometimes the, little kid games are fun, or, like, even this is rated teen, so I don't know how little kid this is, but, I like to pick up the little cartoon-style kind of games, I guess I shall call them. And last but not least, we have Xenosaga Episode 1. I am not even going to try and pronounce that. I hope to maybe at least get the second one. I know it's kind of going up in price, and I believe the third one is a ridiculous price, so I will probably never own the third one. But I've heard good things about this game, so I decided to grab them. Alright, this pretty much wraps it up for my PS2 collection. I did say it was kind of small. Make sure you check out my channel for my other game collections that are on there, and I do have 2 Let's Play series that are running. The Super Mario 64 120 Star Challenge, and the Let's Play for Final Fantasy 1. And if you do want to see any gameplay of any games, or have me do any other Let's Plays of certain games, let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.